What's the toughest thing about being a superhero? Trying to live a normal life. Whether it's pumping up.
I got it!
Dinner with the family.
Stop running in the house! Ow! Hey, no force field! You sit down! You sit down! Let go of your brother!
Or seeing old friends.
Hey, Lucius!
Hey, Speedo! Aha!
You are one distracted guy. I know you miss being a hero and your job is frustrating. I just want you to know how much it means to me that you stay at it anyway.
Honey,
Hello, Mr. Incredible.
about the job,
We know who you are.
something's happened.
We have a new assignment for you.
What?
Showtime.
The supers aren't gone. You can still do great things.
Leave the saving the world to the men?
Honey, where's my super suit?
Why do you need to know?
I don't think so.
Your suit can stretch as far as you can and still retain its shape. Virtually indestructible. Machine washable, darling. That's a new feature.
We're superheroes. What can happen?
Oh, my back!
I am so glad we're doing this movie.
Almost sounded a little Austin Powers here. that
Almost.
music.
Almost.
Well, he was a super spy
He was a super spy.
with a super penis.
Yeah.
Hey, it is That Movie Show.
Welcome in. We're doing a kids movie.
Yeah.
Welcome in to The Incredibles, That Movie Show. If you haven't already heard it, you got to go check it out. We finally had Michael Jai White of Black Dynamite fame on the show.
We did.
So that should be already up, and you can listen to that.
That's available everywhere. Now,
Everywhere.
it was funny because before we get into The Incredibles, the other night I'm sitting there, and I feel like telling everybody where they can find That Movie Show.
Yeah.
And I started listing them, and I started tagging all the different Google Play, Spotify, iTunes, and I just like, God damn it, I'm out of characters.
Yeah.
Everywhere your podcasting heart desires, you can find
Everywhere.
That Movie Show. And the easiest place to find it, newageinsiders.com.
Yep.
And
Little
our
points-
entire audio video archives are
Everything.
there. So that made my
Everything's there.
tweet so much easier.
Yeah, just go to newageinsiders.com.
So much
You'll
fucking
find
easier.
it there.
Absolutely. It is Mike Wendt, Liam Stryker, and Bill Neville is sitting behind the board with us. And yes, today we are discussing the 2004 Pixar and Disney film The Incredibles. It was released on November 5th of 2004, had a budget of $92 million, and it made a buck or two. $633 million dollars. And it is the sixth Pixar movie. Before it came Finding Nemo, Monsters, Inc., Toy Story 2, A Bug's Life, and kicked off Pixar with Toy Story. Fun fact about The Incredibles right off the jump.
Yep.
It is this and its sequel, which comes out this coming Friday, June 15th, are the only two Pixar movies that have one solo director-writer.
Oh, yes.
Brad Bird wrote and directed, and he's the only one. All the other ones have like 5 writers and 3 directors, and all. It's just I just literally realized that like 20 minutes ago. I'm like, no shit. He's Brad Bird wrote and directed The Incredibles and Incredibles 2. So you can blame him if you like it or you hate it.
This is my favorite Pixar movie. We can talk about this. It is also the Academy Award-winning Pixar movie.
What did it win for?
Best animated picture.
Shocking.
I know, real shocking, right? I love this movie. This movie is one of my favorite. If I am not rocking the beard,
you are.
Which I currently am, so we can't talk about that. But I look exactly like Mr. Incredible.
Okay.
If I don't have my beard.
All right.
I have pictures to prove it.
Humble brag, huh?
If I have pictures to prove it.
Is that what the kids say?
Is it a brag though?
No.
He's a very chiseled man. I mean,
no. Definitely,
maybe.
definitely not in that part of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, you could attract women back in the 1950s.
With your Jay Leno chin.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I have pictures. I'll tweet those out so you can see them. But
Please do.
But this is my favorite Pixar movie. I absolutely love it. Fun fact: I personally credit this movie with giving Marvel the idea for the Civil War storyline. So this movie came out.
Go on.
So this movie comes out in
Hot takes
2004.
Yeah.
In 2007 or 8. That is when Marvel unveils the Civil War storyline, and it is basically the point behind both of them are similar. So in The Incredibles, Mr. Incredible ends up getting sued because the tram blows up.
Well, no, he got sued because the guy he was saving from
wanted
jumping.
to die.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
He stopped the guy from committing suicide.
I just watched it for the first time. I already know this movie.
Yes. So that's what ends up happening. But they end up causing a lot of destruction, and so superheroes become liable for the destruction that they cause.
Oh.
So superhero-dom, basically gets outlawed, is basically what ends up happening.
Stretch.
That's basically what ends up happening.
No.
So in the Civil War storyline for Marvel,
Right.
there is a group of heroes that try to take down a villain. The villain ends up blowing up a school and killing a bunch of children. So the government decides that
Not happen in a movie.
no, that did not happen in the movie.
Probably would have made for a better opening.
Yeah, and so because of that fact, the government decides to make the Superhuman Registration Act. And that's how the Civil War of the Marvel storyline
Not the
actually
Sokovia
starts.
Accords,
Yeah, no.
which was in the movie.
Yeah, no, not that.
They decided to condense the words.
yeah.
Why use 15 when we can use 2?
Yes.
Now, a question I had watching this, are The Incredibles original to Disney, or do they exist somewhere else and Disney adopted
This
them?
is original to them. This is a Pixar created them.
So
I
The
also,
Incredibles are Disney's superheroes. They're homegrown superheroes. Okay.
Yeah, so Frozone and the Incredibles family, they are homegrown.
I will say this, my favorite character in it is Frozone's wife.
Yeah.
Fucking loved her.
Yes.
And it sounds like from the trailer for the second one, she's going to have the same exact role.
Yeah.
The woman nagging from the closet.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I kind of would love is to see the Incredibles in, like, everybody's talking about how Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph, they're making a big deal about her being a Disney princess because she's...
I'm against it. She's not a princess.
Oh, she is.
But she is, though.
She is.
Since when?
In the movie.
In the movie.
At the very end.
At the very end, you
Oh,
find...
that's a shoehorn thing just to make her a princess. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, but that's the plot of the movie.
No, it's not a plot of it. You're running a fucking go-kart race. You don't become a... That's not...
No, but she gets kicked out.
Look, some warry tot throwing a saber at you is no way to still government.
She's the princess of Sugar Rush.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's the whole thing. She's on the side of the game. She's the main character of the game, and
I completely purged that part from my memory.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
yeah, but
And Turbo alienates her.
yeah,
Want some candy?
As he should.
but
By the way, Alan Tudyk, love his
Oh my
fucking
God,
voice.
so
right.
good.
I want to see Mr. Incredible and Captain America hang out.
Wait, what? How did we get there?
Mr.
I thought he was going to say you wanted Edna to be a princess.
Yeah, right.
No.
The fuck are you talking about?
So everybody's talking about that. I want Bob Parr to hang out with Captain America.
Okay, we'll go to California because we can't have him in Florida.
I know.
We're too close proximity to fucking Universal.
I know.
I'm trying not to say the C word on a Disney show, but ugh.
Yeah.
Fucking Universal.
I know, huh? They're being difficult.
Yeah, but go to California. I'm sure they do hang out.
Yeah,
they can, can't they?
They can. But
Are the Incredibles characters in any parks?
yeah, they're in. I have.
They're
pictures.
all over Disneyland.
and they're all over Disney World.
They're retheming Pixar Pier, and the Incredibles. What's the roller
California
coaster?
Screamin'.
It's now called the Incredicoaster.
yeah,
very
so they're adding all of them in a storyline with the Incredibles.
Can we find them? I mean, I'm sure Hollywood Studios somewhere. But...
I got a picture with them in Hollywood Studios.
okay, fair enough. Hidden in the back somewhere.
Yeah, hidden in the back somewhere because they didn't like him all that much back then. Yeah, it was with the rest of the animation where it was like the one man's dream, that whole animation studio thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so this movie is great. Much like in the early Pixar movies, this movie, it talks about being true to yourself. That's kind of the overall arching story of this movie. I think they handle it very well.
I think that's a line from the movie.
Yeah, right.
That was what was it? Incrediboy's thing.
Yeah,
Who
you
turned
say
into Syndrome.
It's a syndrome. You say be true to yourself,
Right.
and how can I be true to myself if you won't let me? Because I want to be your sidekick.
Right.
But
I'm gonna say it. Like I watched it today for the first time, and I liked it. It didn't set my world on fire. I watching it though, and I think I know why. And watching it, I feel like I'm gonna like the sequel better,
right?
Because I wanted to see more of the family, working together,
right?
And I feel this could have been named Mr. Incredible,
well,
because it was very much his movie.
Yeah, it's very much about him and him trying to get over his own hang-ups.
Because I thought the not the baby son Jack, but the other son,
Dash,
fucking incredible.
Yeah, Dash.
I
is awesome.
wanted to see a whole movie on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of potential with
being
this
a
sequel.
rascal.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential with this sequel.
Yeah.
The movie kicks off, and it is in the golden age of superheroes, and Mr. Incredible is on his way to something, but they don't necessarily say what in the beginning. And he keeps saying that he has time, and that he's going to. He eventually saves a cat from a tree. He stops a bank robbery.
Runs into Frozone, hangs out for a little bit.
Yeah, hangs out for a minute. Then chases a mugger.
Yep.
And then after he chases the mugger, we're introduced to Elastigirl.
Yeah.
Who is a sexy female superhero.
Great ass.
Great ass.
I will say that.
Great animated ass.
That was the first thing that stuck out to me. Like, wow, they really drew that ass.
Yeah.
You know?
And so we end up finding out that Mr. Incredible is on his way to his own wedding.
I'm gonna say it. Well, I saw on Twitter people were talking about T-shirts for our show.
Yeah,
that's gonna be one. It's gonna be Elastigirl's lower half, and over the top, just like almost like a rainbow text.
Yeah,
great ass,
great ass.
And that's the show, everybody.
With no context whatsoever.
Yeah, zero context. Just
great ass.
Great ass.
You have to figure it out for yourself,
right.
or listen to this show and watch this show as you should do.
As you should.
Tell your friends.
Yeah. So then, basically, later that night, Mr. Incredible ends up thwarting a bank robbery.
Is this before or after he gets to his wedding?
We got to the wedding already.
No, we were just on the roof with great ass.
Yeah, no. Well, we said
because you kind of you set it up, but you buried the lead. You're like, oh, he's late for something.
I said he was at the wedding.
Nah, you never said that shit.
I definitely said that.
Definitely did not. I interrupted you with great ass and got completely sidetracked.
Yeah, well, I was
with
still
T-shirts and ass
and I was talking about it and moving on with the movie, and you were just focused on the animated ass.
I completely was.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So
Don't judge me.
So he's
internet.
So he's at his own wedding and he's getting married to Elastigirl.
Yeah.
That's the big reveal of it. So he ends up later,
which for somebody watching it 14 years later, because I've seen the trailer a bunch of times for the second one, I'm like, it took me a second. Like, why are they acting like strangers? Aren't they a family?
Yeah, right.
Like it took me a minute to get into this. Wait, it's 14 years ago. They're telling this is the origin story, if you will. Okay, go on.
Right. And so then the whole thing is it's set up by and I totally forgot about this part.
Yeah.
There's an interview. There's an interview like they're doing a documentary on superheroes. In like an old-timey newsreel, which I do think is a great way to kind of introduce you to that world. There's a lot of different people, a lot of different heroes. You see some of the main characters in terms of like Frozone, and you see
it's as if The Office was set in the 50s.
Right. It's kind of that way. So he ends up we meet Buddy, who is the sidekick he wants.
Not his name.
Not Buddy?
Buddy. No.
Yeah.
He keeps calling him Buddy. He says, "Stop my name."
Oh, yeah.
Syndrome.
Well, that ultimately ends up being his name.
I know.
So
I just watched for the first time. God damn it!
Spoiler alert.
yeah, God. One of my favorite
14 years old.
one of my favorite villains.
Fuck off.
One of my favorite villains that he's only in this part of the movie. He's
Okay.
only in the beginning part of it. Is Bon Voyage,
Bomb Voyage.
the mime,
Oh yeah.
the French mime with all
Yeah.
the bombs.
Yes.
Because he's robbing the bank.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love Bon Voyage, and I wish that he was a bigger part of this movie.
I also wish their IMDb was a lot better because none of these people are credited. I'm guessing he's one of the 47 additional voices.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, come on.
Well, he also speaks French. He doesn't.
But still.
Yeah.
Fucking Ratzenberger got at least a name. He's Underminer.
Yeah, but that's because Underminer's the last thing in the movie.
Yeah, but he was a pretty decent character.
Yeah.
Could at least put his name. I mean, I'm sure he did 14 voices.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Additional voices.
Yeah. Just
God, it's like various artists.
Yeah, various artists. It's just a bunch of people.
Fucking gets a speaking part. He's described
Yeah.
like an extra.
And so he ends up having to save Buddy because Buddy gets his he gets tapped with bombs.
Yeah.
With
Buddy
his-
thinks he's a superhero. He's a homegrown superhero. He's the biggest fan
Yes.
of Mr. Incredible. Makes himself a pair of Iron Man boots.
Yeah, which was pretty cool.
And fires himself up and into the fucking building like Batman. And then gets strapped with a couple of bombs and
Yeah. And almost
ruins the
murders
day.
almost murders himself. They blow up that monorail, which is unfortunate. Monorail. And then that's where we find the guy that's committing suicide.
Yeah.
Which is very dark for a Pixar movie. Mm-hmm. And so Mr. Incredible saves him.
Yeah.
And that's where we get basically the flash forward to the present.
Yes.
Because we see that everybody starts suing superheroes because I didn't want to be saved.
Right.
Which is the big thing. Michael Ian didn't want to be
I
saved.
didn't want to be saved. I wanted to die.
Yeah. Which again, very dark.
I saved your life. You messed up my life.
Yeah, because now I'm injured and stuff.
It's kind of right.
It's kind of right.
Punitive damages.
Yeah. So flash forward.
Sue everybody.
Yeah, sue everybody. We flash forward and we find out that Mr. Incredible now works at an insurance agency.
Yep.
He hates it. He is a very large man in a very a small cubicle.
As you do.
As you do. And he's still trying to do the right thing. There's that little old lady who's going to lose her house.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I can't tell you, and basically tells her how to like get around all of the stuff to get what she ultimately ends up wanting. And this very, very small man, who I assumed when I saw him at first was Edna Mode's husband.
Yeah.
He is just, that classic I'm tiny and you're big, but I'm the boss, so you're scared of me situation.
Played brilliantly by Wallace Shawn.
Yes.
Who of course everybody knows from Princess Bride and many other things. Yes.
Correct.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
That guy.
So Bob Parr is moonlighting at night with his buddy Frozone, and they're basically listening to the police scanner and just fighting crime on the low.
Going bowling. I love that Frozone, Lucius Best, great name by the way.
Yeah.
He's sitting. He's like, I just want to go bowling one night. Like one night, I just want to say what we're.
Right.
I want to do what we say we do. I want to stop lying to my wife and go fucking bowling.
Yeah. And because because Bob Parr can't let it go.
Apparently, Brad Bird cast Samuel L. Jackson in the role of Frozone because, and I quote, I wanted to have the coolest voice ever.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, it's great because this is where we first see that Bob Parr can't let it go. Mr. Incredible can't let it go.
Yep.
He's still living in the glory days, and
Despite getting barrel fat.
Yeah, right. And so, unfortunately, while that's going on, he's got a family. He's
Yep.
got 3 kids.
Yep.
And that's, he's kind of ignoring it. And they're all superpowered except for the baby.
2 out of 3 are starting to show signs of
Yeah.
superpowers, which makes dinner a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I could have. Yeah. When the kids fight, they're fighting at supersonic speed.
Right.
And the baby just is normal, which is fun.
Baby's adorable.
The
As you
baby,
do.
yeah, Jack, amazing. But while he's moonlighting, he's discovered by that mysterious woman. Mirage.
Well, they're also they try to save a burning building,
Yes.
And they kind of fuck it up. They save all the people, but then they frame themselves for robbing a jewelry store because they crash into it.
Yeah, right. The building's collapsing, so Mr. Incredible, whose superpower is basically kind of being the Hulk.
He is.
He's just basically the Hulk.
He's a suburban Hulk.
Yeah, he's the suburban Hulk.
Frozone dehydrates.
Yeah, just, yeah.
Hilarious, by the way. Great twist.
Yeah, right.
Just freeze it. I'm out of water.
Yeah, I'm very thirsty.
And I love how he looks at me. Isn't that your thing?
Yeah, I'm so thirsty. It's but
fantastic.
So they end up through that burning building escaping, but they end up crashing through the wall of a jewelry store,
Setting off the alarm. Cops show up.
Yeah,
They're in ski masks.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Frozone gets a drink of water
and then freezes everybody.
In a very tense situation.
Yeah, there's a gun.
There was it harkened back. I can't place it, but it's definitely a Samuel L. Jackson movie where he's being held at gunpoint, and he's like, I just need to do something. I'm fucking blanking on it. But as soon as I saw that thing, I'm like, oh my God, that's
the scene. Yeah, I just need to do this.
And is it pick up the phone?
Yes, yeah, because it's
help me out.
It is Die Hard 3.
It's
Die Hard 3.
It's the same fucking scene.
Yeah, it's the same scene.
Thank you.
Yeah,
because I would have spent a week pining over that one.
Yeah, it's Die Hard 3. But at the end, when they're leaving, there's a woman sitting in a car who said, "We finally found him."
Yes,
and so you don't know who she's talking about, but ultimately it's revealed that, you know, she's after Mr. Incredible. She wants him for these secret government missions.
Right.
And so he's like, I don't know.
Now, so I'm clear on this. Mirage is the blonde, right?
Yeah, Mirage is the blonde.
Okay.
And so he decides...
Not quite as nice of an ass as Elastigirl.
No.
Just going to say it there.
Not at all.
Going to get weird on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all animated. They're all animated. You could probably find a drawing with a bigger ass.
Yep.
If you want. He ends up tossing his boss through 6 walls.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Because there's like somebody getting mugged outside and he's getting reprimanded by his boss. And he's just like, please, like, let me go.
Yeah, he gets straight up fired.
And then so he ends up getting straight up fired.
Yep.
And so
but doesn't tell the wife.
No. And instead he says that they're going to start sending him on business trips.
Yeah.
And instead he's
Why would she wonder? I mean, you've only worked in an office for the last how many years?
Yeah,
and never once deviated from your plan. Office, home, office, home, office, home. Occasionally supermarket, office, home.
Yeah, right.
Now all of a sudden, we're sending him out to business trips.
Yeah, right. And so it's...
Don't you do local insurance, asshole?
Yeah, right.
Where are you going?
What conference are you going to? And so he ends up having to get a new super suit made because his old one doesn't fit.
Nope.
And gets
fat.
ripped. You know, and it's we're introduced to Edna Mode. There's a friend of mine who looks like a younger version, but looks exactly like her.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Bill. I was just about to say.
She's
the
a
same
very,
thing.
very, very petite woman, but very nice. But very nice woman.
Apparently, Brad Bird wanted to cast Lily Tomlin.
Okay.
But he had already done temp audio for it himself. Like he did the voice.
Oh, yeah.
And he had done temp audio, and Lily Tomlin heard it and said, "What do you need me for?"
Yeah, right.
And she literally told him, she's like, "You just go and do that.
Just do it."
And so Brad Bird, director-writer, does the voice of Edna Mode.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. Yep. So there's the funny scene about, I want a cape. No, you don't get a cape.
The cape scene, I fucking loved it.
You don't get a cape.
Loved it.
Like, what? Why don't I get a cape? Well, because this superhero died because he got sucked through a jet engine.
And we got 3 examples of superhero deaths.
Yeah. Oh, there were so many. This person, this person, this person. It was great.
What about this one?
Yeah. Oh, God. It was so, so good. So then...
foreshadowing.
Yeah, right. Foreshadowing. So...
Exposition. Sorry, I just watched the new season of Arrested Development. I got that coincidence.
Very fun. Very, very fun. So, yeah, and so now he's on an island. He gets sent to an island to fight a giant robot.
As you do.
As you do. So after he, battles the giant robot, he's starting to feel himself again. And so he's getting back in shape. He's lifting trains.
And even Rocky had a montage. Mr. Incredible montage.
And the entire time.
He goes from a 50 waist to a 36 waist. My God, if I had his discipline.
I know. Yeah, because he feels like he's back in the game.
But still has peg legs.
Yeah, he's got tiny little legs.
What the fuck? I mean, they actually showed him doing leg exercises. They showed him pressing a train with his legs. I'm like, why isn't his legs getting bigger? He's still a barrel-chested asshole, but he's got these peg legs.
He's got tiny little. He's built like Brock Lesnar.
Basically, yeah.
He's built like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, basically.
That's it. And and the wife is not getting suspicious at all.
No.
Until
because all of a sudden he's getting in shape and she's starting to get fucking laid.
Yeah, right, exactly.
There's also not in the midst of all this, Rocky montage. There's also a behind closed doors fucking montage happening in The Incredibles.
Yes, there is.
They are banging, and Elastic Woman, you can only imagine.
Oh yeah, she's
not just the booty.
She can
but
be very flexible, as she says.
Gives you that whoo.
Yeah, it gives you the
as a Black Dynamite callback. Whoo.
yeah, right. It gives you the whoo.
Elastic Woman gives you whoo.
Yeah.
God, we're getting weird.
Yeah. So finally, she gets a phone call from Edna.
Sure, you want to do a Disney podcast?
Yes. For sure.
For show.
For sure.
Let's get some princesses on this bitch.
Ooh.
Go on.
That
Sorry.
Aurora. That Aurora.
Aurora.
Yeah. So.
You like him sleeping.
So.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, he picked Sleeping Beauty as the fuck's fuck.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. But yeah, so basically, Helen finds out that there's nonsense happening.
There is. There's shenanigans.
There's shenanigans happening. Mm-hmm. While that's happening,
she finds the stitched up rip in his suit.
Right, and so she becomes suspicious. Why was this suit active?
And the only person he would ever allow to touch his suit is Edna.
Right. And so she asks him. She asks her.
She's going to get some dirt on.
Right. But before that happens, we're introduced to Syndrome.
Yes, we are.
Because Mr. Incredible destroys several of the robots.
Yep.
And so we're introduced to Syndrome, who we ultimately find out is Buddy. All grown up.
That took all of 2 seconds.
It took all of 2 seconds. He was introduced.
Like, literally, he showed up like, oh, it's the kid.
It's the kid. Yeah. Well, and then he just says it.
Yeah.
And then
that's him.
It wasn't even this dramatic reveal. It was just like, oh, yeah, I'm the bad guy.
Fun fact about Syndrome and Mr. Incredible. Jason Lee, of course, voiced Syndrome.
Yep.
Recorded all of his vocals in 4 days.
Okay.
Craig T. Nelson, coach, did Mr. Incredible over a span of 2 years.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, granted, the screen time isn't anywhere near the same, but come on, pal.
Yeah,
what's going on, coach?
Yeah, I know. Oof, yikes.
I mean, Jesus.
Yikes. Let me do it.
Somebody was paid by the hour.
Yeah, somebody was definitely paid by the hour.
I'll take deferred pay by the hour and a couple of points.
Yeah, right. So, basically, because we find out that this big giant robot that Syndrome is creating is so that he can basically reintroduce superheroes to the world.
Yes.
And he's
homegrown superheroes.
Right.
Because his whole point is he's been inventing himself, basically, and all of his special powers, because he's powerless.
Correct.
Like, naturally.
Naturally. So he's coming up with cool gadgets.
So he's almost like
Iron Man.
Not, well, kind of Iron Man, but because he's a bad guy, I was going to go more Guy Pearce in Iron Man 3.
Yeah, yes, very
like
similar.
That. He's inventing his own superpowers.
Right, correct.
So that everybody can be a superpower, which then makes superheroes obsolete.
Right, and that's ultimately the plan. The plan is I'm going to sell these boots, and I'm going to sell this ice ray, and I'm going to sell this so that everybody can be a superhero, and then that way nobody's special.
Your barrel chest means fuck all.
Yeah, right. You're just a big-chested idiot.
Go work in your office.
Yeah, you dummy.
You can't afford to be a superhero anymore.
Yeah, right. And so he basically is going to kill Mr. Incredible. He's going to make him watch.
Strings him up.
Yep, strings him up, and he's just kind of screwed.
Yeah.
While this is going on, like we said, Helen has gone and talked to Edna,
yeah,
who's just like, I made suits for the whole family.
Yeah, she completely rolled.
Yeah.
Now, okay, because I was watching this at the office, so I might have been doing some work.
Hopefully.
No. might have been doing some. I was YouTubing, but
Fair enough. As you do.
So as you do, was when Mr. Incredible went to Edna the first time.
Right.
Was he straight with her?
Yeah. No, he was not.
So he lied to her and said, "Oh, the whole family is in."
I don't think he went that way, but he didn't give her.
He didn't say he was hiding from it because
Yeah.
she rolled and not only rolled on him right away. She's like, "Oh, and here's a locator device."
Yeah, right. So
That's gonna make his chest beep, and all of a sudden he gets like a bunch of water balloons that crush him.
Yeah, because her whole thing was
Like, you just fucked him over.
yeah, her whole thing was I'm gonna make it for the whole family, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just doing this, I'm just doing some stuff on the side, and he's just like, he just didn't say that the wife doesn't know,
Right.
And so she makes suits for the whole family, and I think it's really funny when you see the montage, not the montage, but you see all the suits and I made this one for you,
and all their special
powers.
features.
Yeah, right. Your daughter has invisibility, and the suit goes invisible. Your son's very fast, so it's very high.
Yours
fabric.
stretches, but also comes back. And
yeah.
See, the point of this little PSA here, kids, from your friends here at That Movie Show, is the woman always finds out.
Yes, that is.
Just be straight and block.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Going on.
So she ends up. So they end up. I'm gonna go find his ass because
straight
up, she's gonna go hunt him down. Gets on a plane, and the kids stow away because they leave the baby with a babysitter.
Yep.
Which is hilarious because the voicemails that we find out later
increasingly more dire.
Yeah, because
Jack is a menace.
Yeah, well, because at the beginning of the movie we think Jack's just normal, so just leave him with the normal babysitter.
Just a baby.
Yeah, just a baby. Leave him with the babysitter, right?
His as Ajax would say, his mutation hadn't developed yet.
Correct.
They need to stick him in an ice box and let him stop breathing or something. More Disney version of whatever the hell Deadpool was.
Technically that is Disney.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Technically,
we're getting there. Hopefully
getting
Comcast fucks off.
Yeah, hopefully they do.
I mean, if they want cash, I can give them like $20 or something like that.
I mean, they're getting enough for us for cable.
They want a crowdfund?
Yeah,
the Disney because I heard that was a deal. Like it was like a cash deal.
Yeah,
that's why Comcast was in the running now because they were offering cash, whereas Disney was offering shares and other shit.
Yeah,
and I was like, I can put something down.
Yeah, how much can I get a down payment? How much is it per month?
I want to get Deadpool in the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I think we all want that. I
mean, that would be the equivalent of fun and shenanigans.
That would be the fun and shenanigans. At least one commercial that Deadpool's talking to the camera. Come to Disney World.
That one channel with the chick
the must do Disney.
Oh, just on a loop and just have like every third run of it, have him pop in, be like, whoop,
and have him do it.
Hi, I'm your friendly neighborhood Deadpool.
Yeah, it's just Ryan Reynolds.
Welcome to Mother Bleepin' Disney.
Welcome to Mother Bleepin' Disney World.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that'd be great.
Make it happen.
You do it like
we are open for consultation here at That Movie Show.
Yeah, and we're cheap.
Yes. Well, maybe.
Depends on how.
You are Disney, and we know what Avengers just made.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Moving on.
The family ends up on the island after their plane gets shot down.
Yeah, well, there's also that little scene where the will he, won't he?
Oh, yeah.
Because he grabs what's her name again? Mirage. And Mr. Incredible grabs him as he's strapped up like Jesus, and he's like, I'm gonna snap her neck like a broken wooden toothpick or some such shit, or dry toothpick.
Yeah.
And
Syndrome's
like, you're not.
Yeah, you're not gonna do it.
Straight up, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So he doesn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't. He stays. But there is that moment of peril because he's also gonna shoot down. Syndrome is gonna shoot down the family's plane.
Well,
and you're hearing it's that it's a dramatic moment in a Disney movie where you're getting the facial of Mr. Incredible as he's hearing the audio of his family about to die because all of a sudden it's like first he hears his wife's voice.
Yeah.
And and then that sucks. And then all of a sudden she screams, "There's children on board," and it's like his world is about to end. And for a moment, he believes it does.
Right, for a long time. There's a long while that he thinks that she's dead.
So, as you do, you go make out with Mirage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
As your wife is now kicking ass throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, she left the kids in the cave.
It was interesting because I mean apparently they've been trying to suppress the kids' powers.
Yeah, well, they keep telling the kids
Don't
to
use
be
your power.
normal.
Don't use your powers.
Right.
Obviously, the son. I keep blanking. Dash is a little rascal, but the goth one, Violet.
Yeah.
Is she's she's goth.
Yeah, she's just a weird tween.
Moody teen.
Yeah.
But on the plane, she's like, "You've been telling me not to use my power."
Right.
And the mom's like, "We're about to fucking die. Put a force field up."
Yeah, need you to do it.
And she couldn't do it.
She couldn't do it.
Couldn't put that shit together.
Yeah, so the plane gets shot down. They end up having the mom turns into a boat.
Yeah, literally.
She turns into a boat. Dash hangs on and just kicks. And because he kicks so fast, it's like a motorboat.
It's pretty ingenious, actually.
Yeah, that whole sequence is pretty ingenious.
Yeah, pretty well played.
Because it's like, oh, that was a short range missile. You can see because of the trail.
Yep.
We're gonna go that way.
Yeah.
And so then they end up.
That worked.
Yeah. So Helen goes in trying to find Bob.
Starts slapping everybody.
Yes, just starts kicking ass.
But getting stuck in literally every door in the building.
Yeah. She got stuck in every door.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Could she get stuck in more doors?
I don't think so. I don't think there were any more doors. And
she was stuck between 3 doors.
Right. Yes, she was.
One person.
Yeah.
Foot, torso, arm, 3 doors.
Right. I also love in that sequence where she feels the guy's face just to be like, okay, there he is, and then just socks him.
And then punches the shit out of him. Yeah, absolutely.
It was great. So ultimately we find Mr. Incredible, and they're there.
In the embrace of another woman.
In the embrace of another woman.
The wife has almost just died.
Yeah.
And the first image she sees of her rescuing husband is him embracing Mirage.
But it's funny because it's one of those like, mistaken circumstances.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Because
it always is.
Well, because Mirage is letting him free and saying that that everybody's alive.
She was saving him.
Yeah, she was saving him and everybody's alive.
Yeah.
And so Helen,
because he was about to kill her.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you blew up my family. She's like, no, I saved them or something like that.
They're alive. They're alive. And I'm letting
You're
you go.
alive. We're alive. Let's hug it out.
Let's get out of here.
Let's hug it out, bitch.
And Elastigirl just socks her.
Yeah, straight up.
And she's just like
40-yard punch in the face.
Yeah. Woo.
There's a lot of velocity on that one.
So after the family reunion and everybody kind of calms down, that's where one of the really fun sequences of this movie starts, where they discover the children in the cave. And so Dash is just running all over the place, running all over water while they're being chased.
God, he's such a spaz.
Yeah, he is such a spaz. While they're being chased by those people in those like saw propeller hover jets. And it's a ton of fun. It's really cool just watching that whole sequence kind of come together until Syndrome catches them and realizes that they're a family and it's Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible. We get more exposition about what the plan is going to be. And
although, while he's doing the stereotypical bad guy thing, is this the point where he has that great line about monologuing?
Yeah, you caught me monologuing.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, you sly dog, you got me monologuing.
Yeah, yep.
It was in Premiere Magazine in 2007, voted number 15 of the 100 greatest movie lines.
That's really funny. Yeah. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
Self-referential movies. I like
it is. It's really fun all the way around.
Yeah.
And so Syndrome is.
But they're all up in the Jesus.
They're
thing.
now all up in the Jesus thing.
Electro Jesus.
Yeah, Electric Jesus.
Praise the Lord.
That sounds
Electro
like
Jesus.
That sounds like a 70s like alt band.
It sounds like an awesome infomercial you'll see at like 4 a.m.
Yeah,
like some
Jesus.
preacher with like 15 gold, basically brother love.
Yeah,
asking for money.
Yeah.
Electro Jesus. He's got a guitar.
Yeah,
we'll do Bordello of Blood later, but that's basically him.
Yeah, it's basically him. Yeah, and so they're gonna watch the city get destroyed as Syndrome then saves it.
Yeah.
And so that's what.
So Syndrome's going to kill the city while also save the city. Metroville, by the way.
Metroville, right?
We thought very hard on that one.
Yeah, it was very classic.
It was between that and Metropolis.
And it's funny because
Superman.
Bob's having such growth in this moment where he's like, I thought the only thing that defined me was being a superhero, but in reality, it's you guys, and you're so important to me, and I can't lose you again, and all this other stuff. And while that's going on, Violet basically just puts a force field around herself and just escapes. And then she goes, wow, I really think that we've learned a lot here. Dad, you made great progress, but let's get out of here.
Message.
Message. So they strap Mom to the top of a Winnebago.
Yeah.
And they decide it's time to shoot off to Metroville.
As you do.
Yeah. This is where...
Spare rocket. There's always spare rocket.
Yeah, there's always a spare rocket to get you where you need to go. This is when the robot is now destroying the city. The Omnidroid is destroying the city. And because it's destroying the city, that's where we get the fun of Frozone trying to find his super suit.
Love it. Love it. Him and his wife just bickering. Where's my super suit? What do you need a super suit for? I need my suit. The world is in peril. You're in peril. It's like, motherfucker, this is awesome.
Woman, I need where is...
I put it in the closet. Why'd you put it in the closet? What closet? Where are you going? You ain't going. No, it's basically the trailer.
It is.
The trailer for the second one has this whole scene.
Again.
Yeah. Which I'm so looking forward to. I hope there's a whole Frozone wife in the closet spinoff.
Yeah, it's great.
I never want to see her. I never want her to have a name. It's just that voice in the background.
The disembodied voice. Yeah. Yes. So everybody just descends on the robots.
So true to life.
Everybody descends on the robot.
Yeah.
And they start fighting, and
it is fucking them up.
It is fucking them up because what ends up happening is Syndrome is systematically taking the robot apart.
Yeah.
Because he has the controller on his wrist. So the robot realizes that it's in trouble because of that thing.
Yeah.
So it takes out Syndrome.
Yeah.
It takes him out. And so they end up realizing, because earlier in the movie, Bob realizes that the only thing that can break it is it.
Yeah.
And so they take one of the disembodied arms, basically impale the robot, and save the day.
After doing they got Frozone down there doing what most would say speed skating. I was watching like, God damn, that's like Silver Surfer.
Yeah, he was like,
He completely ripped off Silver Surfer.
He's Iceman.
Sure, okay, whatever.
He's Iceman.
Give it a name.
Sure.
But so he's causing the diversion while Helen is trying to figure out the remote control.
Right.
Women.
I know, huh?
And Bob's got the big arm.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of wrangling that son of a bitch, yelling numbers out to her. Give me one, give me two, give me the first fucking button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's tried to explain a remote control to anybody knows his pain.
Right.
No, don't touch it.
Yeah, stop touching it.
Stop touching buttons. God damn it. It's this, and this. What the fuck is wrong with it?
Yeah, right. So, and they end up saving the day, and and that's when we get them in the limo, and they're like, oh wow, like you're gonna have to like relocate again, and it's gonna be all kinds of nonsense. And
I mean, basically the ending of the movie is True Lies.
Yes, it is.
Pretty much. I mean, the family goes into hiding, and then they get a secret phone call, or in this case, somebody does some shit, and they spring into action, but the whole family's involved.
Right.
Only in this case, at least they all had superpowers, and it wasn't 10-year-old Eliza Dushku and Jamie Lee Curtis, who had no fucking idea what was going on. What's happening, Arnold?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah, relax.
Sit down.
Relax.
I'm the Terminator. You just go back to Trading Places.
Yeah, relax.
Sit down. Go strip.
But it's really funny because this is where we get the voicemails in the limo. We get the voicemails where the babysitter is increasingly freaking out because something's happening with the baby.
Yep.
And then finally it gets eerily calm because, oddly enough, when they pull up to the house.
Jump scare.
Yeah. And it's...
The killer always returns, as we learned in Scream.
Right. And so... we find Syndrome with Jack.
Yep.
And he's going to kidnap this baby.
Yeah.
And
that's his ultimate mission, apparently, because as he's getting shot up into space,
right,
he's screaming, I'll get your son.
Yeah.
Not I'll get you, I'll kill you, fuck you, Incredibles. No, I'll get your son. Like, he just wants Jack, and Jack, that boy's got the devil in him.
Literally.
That boy's got the devil in him.
Like, literally. He's like a shapeshifter of some kind.
He is all fucked up.
Yeah, he turns into lead at some point.
They did not hammer home his superpower at all in this movie.
He's like it's some kind of shapeshifted thing.
And which makes the trailer for the second one even more confusing.
Yeah.
He's like eating remote controls and turning into cookies. I don't know what the hell that
Yeah,
means.
it's weird. It's a weird situation he's got going on. But this is the callback to why Mr. Incredible can't have a cape.
Oh, yes.
Because as Syndrome is escaping, a plane comes by and basically sucks him through the turbine.
Wasn't it his ship?
Yeah, it was.
It was his ship.
Yeah, it was either his. It might have been a helicopter.
Yeah,
but either way.
But it was his escape thing. He was going.
Yes, and he gets sucked through a turbine and dies.
So let's see. So Bob throws. So he throws a car towards the plane. Then he throws Helen towards the plane.
Yeah, and so
Bob's
Helen,
just throwing shit.
Yeah, well, he throws Helen towards the plane to get the baby
right
to like not die. Even
you think that thing was gonna, not die? I mean, it was the devil.
Oh yeah, he turned into a devil.
He could just disappear and just show up in the couch.
And so he ends up getting thrown through a jet engine.
Yep.
And he
Very
did.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he did.
Unfortunately, Jason Lee, you're not gonna get a paycheck for the sequel.
Yeah, you're not gonna be in Incredibles 2.
Unless there's a flashback.
Maybe.
Yeah, I like Jason Lee. Let's hope for a flashback.
Yeah, let's hope for a flashback.
Yeah, or Mallrats 2, since Clerks 3 isn't happening.
Yeah, I know. Huh?
So we fast forward to 3 months later.
Yeah, everybody's, basically everybody's kind of come to terms with, like, you can be super and you can be yourself, and...
This was a True Lies ending I was talking about.
Yeah, and so basically they're cheering that Dash won second in the
what a great scene. Where they're yelling at him to speed up, but not too fast to show off his superpowers. So and they're all screaming, "Come in second!"
Yeah,
and he's just kind of
second
jogging as he's like, "What is happening?"
Yeah,
and the parent next to him is like, "What the fuck is with these idiots?"
Yeah, so they're super excited that he ends up coming in second, and that's when up until recently, this was the only movie that ended with we should have a sequel.
Right.
Like Toy Story ended definitively. Finding Nemo ended definitively.
I have a theory on it.
Yeah.
They forgot John Ratzenberger. We need one more scene. Because Bob Bird admittedly wasn't a huge fan of like Pixar and that stuff. Like he was invited by Lasseter way back around the early Toy Story days to join him, and he didn't. And so he didn't. That's why this is. It depends on who you talk to and who you believe and stuff. The Pizza Planet truck is not in this movie.
Yes.
There are people who have said that they've seen it, but it's worse than the Zapruder film.
Yeah, right.
It's not in there. But Ratzenberger has been has done a voice in every single. He's the Lucky Charm.
Yeah.
So my theory is they wrapped up the movie, and somebody in the producer's room goes, "All right, well, which one's Ratzenberger?" Oh, we need a new one more. We are not fucking up our winning streak because we don't include Ratzenberger.
Right.
So they threw him in as the Underminer.
Right, and so he's the Underminer, and he comes up, and the movie ends with Dash putting on the mask, and they're gonna go fight the Underminer.
Yeah,
and that is
does his Superman.
Yeah, he does the Superman
deal.
That is The Incredibles.
Yeah, and so the sequel comes out this Friday, the 15th. You going to see it?
Of course I'm going to see
Day
it.
one?
Day one, baby.
Day one. Bill, are you going to be home for day one?
Of course.
Oh, look at that. Party at the movies with that movie show.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It's going to be fun. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this movie. I like the characters, and I'm excited to see what happens next.
For me, like I said earlier on, I feel I'm going to enjoy the sequel more.
Yeah, probably.
Because I feel it's going to have...
It's going to be more... It's going to be
more of the family
dynamic.
Fighting together.
Yeah, dynamic.
This one was too much Mr. Incredible. Because I think going into it, like I haven't watched this movie. This was the first time today.
Right.
And even though I've owned it for years.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yes, you do. And so watching the trailer to the sequels, because it's been running on literally, Solo, Deadpool, Avengers.
Right.
I've seen it a bunch, okay?
Right.
So I'm like, oh, cool. It's all about this family. That's why when Helen and Bob met in the beginning, I was a little confused why they weren't acting like husband and wife.
Yeah, right.
And then all of a sudden it's their wedding. I'm like, So I've been watching the sequel 14 years after the fact. But so, yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy the sequel a little bit more the first time around. I think I'll come to appreciate this one a little bit more on maybe multiple viewings.
That's fair.
But that is that's The Incredibles.
It is.
Because the summer movie season, as I looked ahead to the calendar, is a steaming pile of dog shit. We're going to put it out to you on Twitter.
Yes.
Twitter?
Twitter.
At Mike Wendt, at Liam NAI, at Bill Neville NAI, hashtag That Movie Show. We want to hear from you. What do you want to hear next week? And if we come up with ideas, maybe we'll put a poll together because that would probably be easier than filtering through everybody's suggestions.
Yeah, right.
But please suggest because we are open to suggestions.
Yeah, shoot suggestions.
And next week we will do something that you guys want to see instead of opposed to something we want to see.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep it away from the Sandler genre though, because that's nothing.
I got all those movies though. I got Joe Dirt too.
No.
You know what's not in
Pixels.
the Sandler genre? Jurassic Park.
That'll be on there. That'll be on there. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait,
Let's do it for Bill.
Wait
Let's do Jurassic Park for Bill.
Bill suggested The Incredibles.
I suggested The Incredibles.
Was that you?
That's his favorite movie.
It was a group text. I got confused.
Yeah, it's one of my
I woke up to 15 texts from
Yeah.
you guys. You guys get way too fucking early.
Yeah. Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Or you just get up way too fucking late.
Crack a noon, bro? That's
Yeah.
fucking perfect time for me. The sun is warm.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's incredible.
All right, we're going to get on out of here. Thank you very much. Tune in to everything we got on the NAI Pop Network.
Yep.
Check out the brand new Let the Chaos Begin with Jamie Jimikowski and Rich Palladino.
Good plug.
Woo! I struggled through that
And,
so bad. Well, because I wanted to say Scotty. I wanted to say Scotty Slade, but Scotty Slade is on For the Pops, which is also on the NAI Pop Network.
Way to make the outro as good as the intro.
Yeah, you know what? Keep it consistent.
Yeah.
Look, I have so many things I got to remember. I got like 15 shows. So just watch everything. Head over to newageinsiders.com.
There you go.
And everything's right there.
Yeah, the whole That Movie Show audio and video archives.
Yeah.
Right there at newageinsiders.com.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week with one of your suggestions. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.